Okay, everybody, now listen carefully. We have to make our objectives very, very, very clear. The Muslim community, and not just the Muslim community, but all those who have witnessed the atrocities of this terrorist apartheid state of Israel, are not here to cause provocation. We are here to alter a narrative.
Hold the mic closer, please.
We're here. Yes, much better. Much better. We're here to show the world that we are standing by the people of Palestine, those who have been oppressed in the occupied land. How dare the international community, not take decisive action, even after those areas which are not recognized as part of the state of Israel by the UN. Those areas are being occupied and colonized in the modern day. How dare so-called liberals, people who believe in equality, so-called equality of opportunity, and so-called equality of race, how could you stand and watch a state just like South Africa, an apartheid state, Now let me ask you a question. Had the shoe been on the other foot, had it been a terrorist Muslim state that had been dealing with a minority population in the way that Israel is dealing with a minority population, what would the international community do? Are we to believe that the international community would stand idly by? I fail to believe in that. The truth of the matter is, we are with the brothers and sisters in Palestine, and we will get our vengeance in this dunya on the akhirah. We will get our vengeance, and believe you me, we believe in a God that is all just, and we will get our justice either in this world or in the hereafter. And if these idiots, if these Zionists believe that we will fade away into the context of our lives and forget what they've done to those children, the deliberate targeting of civilians, then they are mistaken. They are totally, grossly mistaken about that. We are here, standing in the streets of London, in the heart of London, to proclaim with all vehemency and all vigor that we will never, ever leave the side of the Palestinians. And if you think that our people in Palestine or across the Arab and Muslim world will let go of this struggle and our sacred places like Al-Aqsa, you are grossly mistaken. You will never, ever, and I say this to Netanyahu, I say this to all of the powers, we will never allow you to put your gross hands on Masjid Al-Aqsa. It will never happen. Imagine now if this had been ISIS and you had supporters of ISIS or supporters of Jabhat al-Nusra or supporters of Al-Qaeda or supporters of even Hamas. Do you think this would be allowed to take place, this kind of protest? Or would it be seen as inciting hate? It would be seen as inciting hate. But we have a state like Israel, a state which is premised and predicated on occupation and colonialism, a state that is a racist state, a state which officials candidly say that they want to install layers of Jewish people in their provinces which don't even act, they're not even part of the state of Israel. They are allowed to say what they want because it serves America's geopolitical interest. And we say you can say what you want, but the world no longer is going to buy your Orientalist narrative. Social media has changed the game. The internet has changed the game. The people are too loud. The people are too many. The Muslims are too many. And we will never, ever allow you to write your poison narratives again. Mainstream media is dead. Mainstream media is dead. And we will shout at the top of our lungs to support the people of Palestine.
Palestine! Free! Palestine! Free! Palestine! Allahu Akbar!
You see, one more thing I want to add here. One more thing I want to add. Those Zionists that came into this protest, those Zionists that came into this protest with dogs into our area. The Quran even tells us there's a group of a tribe that attacked the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. لا يقاتلونكم جميعا إلا في قرى محصنة أو من وراء جدر. They won't fight you all together unless they're in fortified towers or behind walls. These are your ancient tactics, you pathetic, weaselly pusillanimouses. So to wrap up, I say this here. I say this here today. We have exposed you. Just me, him, and him. 3 YouTubers. 15 million views on just the Palestinian topic. That's double. That is double. That is double. Almost double. That is Palestine.
Palestine. Palestine.
Listen. We need direction here. I said 15 million views in just the last 2 weeks. And that is double, almost double the population of the so-called State of Israel, which has a 9 million population. It seems to me that the missiles that we need to throw are intellectual missiles, are social media missiles, are narrative-changing missiles. Wallahi, all of you are trolls online, throwing those Palestinian flags on every single comment box and sharing, liking, and doing that. Believe you me, we have numbers. We are Muslims with 2 billion people on the earth. So we must be active on the internet, and we must be as loud as possible. And let me tell you this once, and be unequivocal and unambiguous in my directive here. No one starts violence. But if someone comes to you, if someone comes to you, then you know you can apply the reasonable force. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam. Allahu Akbar. MashaAllah.